Hello, welcome to this week's Global Balance with me, Jason. Um, so I decided this week to do the Global Balance a little differently, as I realized some people who see my Global Balances don't fully understand the life alignment process and how to take it personally in how it applies to themselves. So today I decided to do a little video to accompany the Global Balance just so you can have a clearer understanding of what is going on and your part in it. So this is this week's Global Balance. In Life Alignment, we use a range of magnets, which we call vortex cards, each personally potentized by Jeff Levine himself. And each of these magnets, each of these vortex cards has a very specific purpose, a very specific energy. And the patterns, also created by Jeff Levine, allows these magnets to work together with a specific agenda. This particular pattern is called the Death Wish pattern, which I know seems quite a hard topic, but yeah, this week it seems to be necessary. So my intention each week varies, and I get my intention by meditating, and when I come out of meditation, I dowse using a pendulum to see what this week's topic is going to be. And this week's topic, which I sourced from a variety of places, is feeling hopeless. So that's the topic for this week. So take a moment and just feel it. Take a moment to see how you yourself are connected to feeling hopeless. And obviously this won't apply for everyone, but for those of you that do connect to it, this is a balance for you. Secondly, what I do is I dowse then for the pattern for this week, which, as I said, is Death Wish, which can be a variety of things. I mean, on the surface, it speaks about suicidal tendencies, I would guess. However, on a deeper, more literal level, it can speak about wanting this coronavirus pandemic to end. It's about ending something, a death wish, something coming to an end. Not necessarily your life, not necessarily someone else's life, but something coming to an end, a desire for something to come to an end. Which, put in that context, makes perfect sense for the world right now. Then next, I dowse for something to represent those that need help, because of course not everyone is going to be connected to this particular topic. And what came through today, which I have at the bottom of this Tree of Life pattern, notice the Tree of Life pattern, is this tarot card, the Eight of Pentacles, and it's upside down. So Pentacles is always about material stuff. And the Eight of Pentacles upside down often speaks about ignoring our emotional lives and focusing more on our material lives. So just take a moment and see if that connects to you. Which also would make sense in these times. So many businesses will need to shut down and will not reopen, as we are all closed off in our homes. So feel that tension between our emotional lives and our material lives. And the Eight of Pentacles would represent that. On top of that, you see a piece of paper, which I've written a bunch of words on, which are a variety of things. Top of that list are the blockages, which I also dowsed for. And the first blockage word that came through is the word hectic. So take a moment, see how that word affects you. And right now, things are hectic, unusual, busy, destructive. The next word after that was protocol. And there have been some interesting protocols that have been put in place by our governments who are trying to protect us. Or maybe they're not. But notice how the protocols are affecting you. How they make you feel. And the last word was uncertainty. And these are very uncertain times. We've had to make some rush decisions to survive. And it's very unclear when things are going to return to normal, or if there will ever be what we perceived in the past as normal. This might be the new normal, who knows? So put all three of those words together: hectic, protocol, and uncertainty, which form a particular picture, I'm sure. Take them in and notice how they make you feel. And now in life alignment, that is the blockage. It was standing in the way of freeing us from feeling hopeless. Next, I dowsed for a manifestation word, which this week was the word sacredness, also written on that piece of paper. And I'm not entirely sure why sacredness came through. But take a moment on your own personal level. So the idea is, for blockages, it's things internally that are standing in our way, while manifestations are things we need to invoke, we need to manifest, we need to bring into this reality. So take a moment as you connect to the vibration, the energy of sacredness, and notice how it makes you feel, how it affects your body, how it affects your thinking, how it affects your feelings. Where is sacredness required right now in your life? And the last thing I dowsed for was a question during balancing. In life alignment, we use a list of questions. We don't use a normal psychological process at all. We dowse through questions. And the question that came up is self-empowerment, which is going to be relevant in different ways to all of you. Notice in yourselves how you need to empower yourself. Where is self-empowerment missing? Where are you feeling disempowered, in other words? And make a choice about it. Empower yourself. Right here, right now. And while you're doing that, I'm going to use another card we call the Seed of Life, just to give it a little spin over here to help speed up the energy, to help strengthen it. And I'm going to place two other vortex cards. These are called the flow cards, to help the energy flow in this pattern. And I'll leave this pattern going for the rest of the day. Hi. Okay, so that's the balance that's ongoing. And so in Life Alignment, we also douse for something called modalities, which essentially is a homework for our clients so they can take responsibility for their own therapy. And what came through is a necessity, a homework for all those that connected to the balance, that is, was energy healing, which can be a variety of things. There are a number of energetic therapies out there. For those that you that are students and practitioners of Life Alignment, I highly recommend doing a detox, poison toxins, going to correction points and allowing that energy to shift, even that residue that's left behind. For those that aren't Life Alignment practitioners, there are things like Reiki, etc. We can all generate energy, all of us. So if you have no experience in that sort of thing, maybe just find a comforting place to place your two hands on your body and just allow yourself to connect to your own inner flow and notice how that affects you. Otherwise, you are welcome to call me for an appointment or another energetic practitioner. Thank you and have a great week. And I hope to see you again.